with that, I will in person, not via Zoom, for how long? A long time. Richard, to give the invocation and lead us in the pledge.
You know, I know we don't have a microphone, but I still would prefer to stand behind the podium as if we did. So bear with me. Now, this invocation is adapted from Bob Summers, former president of the Rotary at Fort Myers. Will you please bow your head with me and let us pray silently together, each one of us in accordance to our own individual beliefs. Let us be a source of hope to those who are in need, support for those who are lonely. Let us give gratitude for our opportunity to serve through Rotary. And let the feeling of love, kindness, and well-directed spirit be reflected in all of our actions. Thank you. Now will you all please stand and join me for our nation's Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all very much. Welcome to Rotary, President Records.
Memory foam was a big upgrade on old mattresses, but memory.
Hey.
Thank you. Hey, everybody, welcome, and we have some guests that I would like to introduce. Austin, if you'd like to just stand up and introduce yourself, please.
Hey everybody, Austin Lunch, checking out what Rotary Club is, working in IT sales, just relocated to Raleigh about 9 months ago from just a agency. So nice to meet y'all. Welcome.
And Mary Moss.
Yes.
Yes.
If Kim Glenn will stand, that would be great. She is the new president of Moss and Ross, and we are excited as can be to have her come and be our guest here at Rotary. She's heard me talk about it for, say, 10, 12 years. She's been with us for 11 years, and we're just so pleased she's checking us out and has heard nothing but great things about Rotary. So welcome to Kim Glenn.
And then Alfredo has a return visitor, so if you would like to stand up and introduce yourself again.
Sure. Everybody, back to my second meeting. Like I mentioned last week, I moved here from New Jersey to Raleigh a year ago, and looking forward to getting more involved in the community.
I believe that's all of our in-person guests, and if there's anybody on Zoom, please unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Thank you.
Okay. Don't forget the blue buckets for ALS dementia research. Please fill them with any loose change or folding money. That would be great. Happy dollars. Okay, so how many people's brackets were busted by that little university out of New Jersey? Everybody's, right? Are there any happy dollars? Does anybody want to? Okay, that was quick.
Two happy dollar items. Linda, will you listen to this? Because you charge me for these happy dollars.
First one's personal. My youngest daughter, Claire, just graduated from medical school and was accepted for her OBGYN residency program through Harvard and the Brigham and Women's program in Boston. So we're very proud of her. $4 4 years of medical school and $4 for 4 years of residency in Boston. and secondly, talking about basketball though, this is more of a challenge, Happy Dollars challenge. I'm putting in $10. This Friday, there's a game involving one school that, well, it's only won 7 NCAA men's basketball championships. They're up the road in Chapel Hill here, like Friday. They're playing a school though that has won 11 national NCAA men's basketball championships. My alma mater, UCLA. So, anybody here go to Carolina? Okay. Then they take down their names because I put in $10. And after the next meeting, after Chapel Hill, whatever it does, if you win, I want you to put in $5 for Happy Dollars next Monday. So there you go.
All right. All right.
So I moved here 5 months ago, and then I joined Rotary right away, and we did a job last week for Sarah and Terry, and we're doing a spray foam job this week for Paul Dorset. So I'm super excited about both of these jobs, everything paying off. So I wanted to give $20 and Happy Dollars, $10 for each job.
Great.
Lots to talk about men's basketball. What about women's basketball? For the ACC champs, NC State Wolfpack's women's team, they made it to the Sweet 16, so hopefully they'll progress on. So,
Y'all up for 3 ACC schools in the Sweet 16 for men's basketball.
Anybody else? All right. Upcoming meetings, Heather Hooper from Dementia Alliance. Remember the cart buckets will be here next Monday. And then Judith Dement from England will be with us virtually on the 4th of April. Mr. Larson.
Thank you, President Charles. And could another Charles join us? Charlie Upshaw, please come and join us. He's in trouble now.
I am in trouble.
So, some folks focus on what they can do, and other folks focus on what they can do for other people. And Charlie falls into that second category. At the end of last year, Charlie wanted to make some contributions, but he was very careful about it. First of all, we made a sizable contribution to the Salvation Army, but he wanted no credit for himself. He wanted the club to get credit for it. Made that happen. Then he gave to our club foundation another sizable contribution, but he didn't want credit for it. He wanted the credit to go to Bill Simpson for that in his honor. And so we don't have a specific award for somebody whose heart and generosity light up so well, but we need a special one. And Charles Edwards is going to present it to Charlie. So we have an engraved glass bowl for Charlie Edwards. And it won't surprise you, it says on it, spelled out, ROTARI.
Thank you. So that's a challenge. We're more than happy to engrave other poles. Just saying, a year is not over, and we got some club objectives that would be really nice to achieve. This Saturday, Lake Waccamaw the visit to the Boys and Girls Club. I know Tom's going to be attending. Is there anybody else who's going to be attending?
Bill, friend. Oh, you're going right. Yeah, Bill.
Okay, all right. And Suri, did you want to get a ride down to the?
Make somebody come out of the way, but if somebody is, close by, I'd like.
Okay, well, if you maybe talk to Bill and Corin, if he's going, so that would be great. Just a quick reminder about the district conference, which will be held middle of May, 13th through the 14th. Please register for that. There's still some chairs available, if you will, and rooms. Elsa, you want to come up and talk about the fundraiser?
Okay. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. How's everyone? On this gorgeous day, right? Absolutely beautiful. So Thursday, April 21st, we are going to have the Wine and Whiskey fundraiser event that everybody is already excited about. Certainly, I know you are. I am, right? Aren't you all excited? Woo! It will take place at James Lamontia's Gallery in the Village. It'll be at 5:30. And what we are looking for right now are sponsorships, which are $250. Tickets are $75. A couple is $135, and that's our early bird price. We have room for maybe pushing it 70 people. So when we reach that threshold, that's it. We're not going to take any more reservations. So I'm going to tell you, we are planning a fabulous evening with wonderful prizes, a piece of art to auction, gift baskets, and some surprise items as well. And I think we're all looking forward to having a smashing good time, right? Just like regular. So we're very excited about it. Any other information you want? Linda, me, James? Call me, write me, email me. I'll be available. And we would also love to have some items, maybe beauty items, anybody want to donate around the golf to put into the gift basket? That would be fantastic. So if you have any questions, let me know.
Okay, thanks.
Elsa, can I add on?
Yeah.
If I may add on, I'll have there's a small Bolivian child that the money being raised will be helping, and we'll send out this child's diagnosis and everything going on with her. She's a young girl who needs a heart surgery. So a lot of what we're doing that evening is to help this young girl in Bolivia. So as the event nears, I'll make sure that I share her profile with everybody.
Great, thanks, James.
Thank you.
Just a reminder, we will be splitting all of the monies that we collect between the Rotary Club's Foundation and Gift for Life. And so helping young children like the Bolivian girl to survive, and literally this is a make or break for her life program, and many others that Gift of Life supports and protects and provides the necessary medical services. Those are the two reasons to come to this event, to support. So please, not only buy tickets and join us for a lot of fun, but also if you've got some items that you'd like to donate, that we can then, through either the silent auction or the live auction, raise more money. Be warmly welcomed, as well as sponsorships. Kevin, if you'd like to come up and talk about day of service, please.
Just a reminder, April 23rd, there's 3 choices for everybody to sign up for. Hopefully one of these fits in your schedule. We'll be doing with the Southeast Raleigh Club a park cleanup. That'll go from about 10 to 1. We're going to be doing a stream cleanup that Richard's going to help lead. That's on the adopted section of the stream off Wade Avenue that we did several years ago and have neglected the last few years. That'll be from about 9 till noon. And then if you're really adventurous, you can come out and help at Habitat. We're going to be building at a site in Southeast Raleigh, and that'll be from about 8 till 3. So those are your 3 choices. Hopefully one of those will fit your schedule, April 23rd. And we will probably do a sign-up genius for 2 of those, just so we know who's going to show up. Valerie, hopefully is going to help me with that once I get all the details.
Fill out the form.
All right, as you recall, basically this club ran the first inaugural day of service last year, what Gina did on our behalf. Each club this year is responsible. Actually, Kevin has reached out and we have an interest from some other clubs and also the Rotary Club will be joining us. So we can show that the oldest club in the Carolinas leads the way. With that, Harrison, we have a lot to do.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone on Zoom. I think this is the first time since pre-pandemic we do not have a seat available in here. So just want to do a round of applause. We have a couple things today. Before we go into the inductions, I want to say we do have a new membership orientation on April 4th before this meeting from 11 to 12. So if you are a new member who has not been through the induction ceremony, the new membership orientation, or you're a member that has been here for a while, just hasn't been a part of one, you're more than welcome to come. I think I'll get with Linda to send out a sign-up genius of some sort, so make sure we know who's coming. But mark your calendar if you haven't been part of that. From 11 to 12 on April 4th, we're having a new member orientation. And then next, we have our induction. We have 3 new members that we are inducting into our group today. It's a great Monday, beautiful outside, and it's great here as well. So if I can have Cliff, Isaac, Philip, and Bert, if you guys would come up, and then your sponsors, I'll need Richard, David, and Charles. You're already here. Thank you. That's going to scoot down a little bit. Perfect. So, like I said, we have Cliff Isaac, who is sponsored by Richard Averett, Philip Barton, who is sponsored by David Forrest, and Burke Haywood, who is sponsored by Charles Edwards. These gentlemen's membership applications have been reviewed and approved in accordance with our club's constitution and bylaws. We will now proceed in admitting each one of you into the membership of Rotary Club of Raleigh and the friendship of Rotary throughout the world. I have a couple of questions for you, if you can just respond to these. Will you join us as we strive to live a life of service above self? Will you join in our activities of service projects and fundraising activities in support of our community? I will. And will you join us in supporting Rotary's efforts worldwide with the focus of these 7 areas? Promoting peace, disease prevention, providing clean water and sanitation, maternal and child health, basic education and literacy, economic and community development, and protecting the environment. And Rotarians, I have a question for you. Will you join me in fostering and supporting these men as they join us to pursue of adding value to our communities through service above self? I do. Now I'll ask your sponsors to either pin on or pass over the lapels, depending on how hard it is.
All right, of course I got.
If there's stuff, you can just do it.
Congratulations. Thank you, appreciate it.
And with that, everyone, if you would please stand and welcome our new Rotarians. And I think lastly, what I had to talk about, is the service social that we've got coming up next Thursday, which I believe is the 24th. It's over at Bittersweet, which is 2 blocks that way. And that is going to be from 5:30 to 7. We call them service socials for those that are not familiar, because we're asking you to bring any kind of kid snack food, whether those be like the squeezy pouches that have apple juice in them, or like little protein bars or anything like that that they can do as a snack. We're helping another Rotary group with sponsoring a school for that. So from 5:30 to 7 at Bittersweet, 2 blocks off of East Martin downtown. And it's also going to be our farewell for Gina Yukon. So please come to that and show you her support as she heads out to Colorado. She's been a huge advocate of Rotary, has been a multiple time Rotarian of the Year. So we want to definitely show her love and support as she's heading out to Colorado. So she'll be there, and it'll be kind of a going away for her. So thank you guys.
Great, thanks, Harrison. Okay, birthdays is a busy week. Sean Doyle today. Matt Barfield is on the 24th. Elsa on Friday.
It is.
29, right?
30.
Oh. We're negotiating. And Mark Livingston is on the 26th, and no anniversaries to celebrate. So with that, Kathy, would you like to come up and introduce our speaker,
I would be
please?
delighted, thank you. It's so wonderful to be here and to see all of you. And my gosh, I haven't seen Burke Haywood in how many years? It's wonderful. And I, as I listen to everything that's been said about what we are as Rotary, about service beyond self. And I have to say, and I'm so pleased to introduce Jackie today, because I think that Jackie and her work with the Green Chair Project that she's going to share with you today is all about service beyond self. And I knew Jackie years ago, and I knew she was really organized. But what I've learned is what a visionary she was, and the opportunity that she saw that we all need to be involved in issues bigger than ourselves. And that's really what we talk about every time we're at these meetings. And it really, I think it lifts us, because these are really challenging times. And I could wax on, but I won't do it. This is about Jackie. But anyway, Jackie is going to speak to us today as the executive director and co-founder of the Green Chair Project. And just as far as that she co-founded this organization, we're just so glad that Jackie is here. Tom, is a native of Los Angeles, California, but she decided to come east, and she went to Ball State. And then she and her husband, Lee, came to Raleigh in 1989. And she was an account executive with John Harlan for a number of years. And then she started being involved in all of the wonderful work in this community, and through church and through other nonprofits, and seeing so much need being met, and then other areas that wasn't being met. And so she and Beth Smoot co-founded the Green Chair Project, for which she has been leading. And I'm so glad that Kim Glenn is here today, a former chair of the board of the Green Chair Project. So wonderful. So I'm going to just delighted to recognize and welcome Jackie. And the one thing that I will tell you, we were having a conversation today, the group today, it's predominantly men. When I joined Rotary, Charles, you'll remember this, there weren't too many of us in those days. And, I would venture to say that some of this service beyond self has gotten bigger and more robust as the group, as our club has become more diverse. And so one thing, I don't know if this has ever happened, and Bill, maybe you'll have to share this. I don't know, have we ever had a husband and wife who have presented to this club at different times? I don't remember, but we are today because Jackie's husband, Lee, who's the chair of the economics department at State, spoke to us. Jackie, I don't know how many years ago that was, 5, 8, 10.
Yeah.
pre-COVID, Hooverman, it all blends together. So I am thrilled to introduce Jackie Craig and her ministry to the city of Raleigh, the Green Chair.
Thank you, Kathy. My husband reminded me this morning that when he spoke to you, he said you have the wrong spouse at that time. So you got the
There you go.
No, thank you so much. It's great to have an opportunity just to tell you about the good work that Green Chair does in the community. Who's heard of Green Chair, just for context? Who's donated a couch or a chair or supported us in some way? Well, thank you. I hope by the time we leave, you all are even better acquainted. I think I need a clicker.
I'm missing a piece of the clicker,
Oh,
so
no
I'll have to
clicker.
advance them for you.
Okay, this is Green Chair. Maybe you passed us on Capitol Boulevard in downtown Raleigh. We started Green Chair, as Kathy said, in 2010. And it just out of a closet, at a borrowed closet at a church, just collecting all the extra things that we all have in our homes and seeing if we could put them to good use. What we learned was there was not another conduit in the community to help get these still very good usable things into the homes and the lives of people who were starting over after homelessness or recovering from a crisis or for whatever reason living without. But yet we all had a lot of extras. So we quickly outgrew that closet, and just a few short years later, we moved into the old Alfred Williams company on Capitol Boulevard. We have been there now for almost 7 years, 8 years, and we have purchased the building. We remodeled the building, and this is what you'll see today when you go by. We want to make sure everyone feels welcome at Green Chair, or at least we did before COVID. Whether you're dropping off your donations to us, all your extra things in your closets or cupboards, or whether it's the clients that we serve, or it's the volunteers that we're hosting. So this is what you'll see when you pass by. Just to give you a feel, you all are very involved in the community with your community service. Yay for you. So you probably know these figures about our community, but that's how many households. There are over 38,000 households that are living well below the poverty line. And they can barely afford our unaffordable housing these days, yet alone to equip their housing with the kinds of things that make it a sustainable home. And as you know, that Wake County is growing every day. About 64 people are moving here every day, and so are the number of homelessness increasing, and domestic violence increases, and incarceration, and for all the reasons that people, fall even deeper into poverty. That's why we're here, as they experience the recovery from any of those crises that you see. Green Chair is there to partner alongside of local agencies that are helping people make that successful transition, whether it's out of homelessness or fleeing domestic violence or kids that age out of foster care, people who are in recovery from addiction, refugees that are new to the community. For many, many reasons, these are people living in poverty and have experienced the challenges that make sustainable living difficult, yet alone, again, the unaffordable housing, and then not able to equip their homes, except for the help of Green Chair. So we in turn partner with over 90 different nonprofits and social service agencies throughout Lake County to be able to make this happen. No one knocks on our door and receives services. They all come through one of these local agencies who you probably already recognize. So since we started in 2010, so we have furnished over 6,500 households. We have provided beds to nearly 6,000 children. We do that and have served nearly 20,000 people because you have donated your furnishings to us. So when you still have a couch that's still in great usable condition, or you get new dishes, you can bring us your old dishes. But we do that, so we play, that's the green part of Green Chair. So we play that vital role for the community of being able to put your still in good use things to good use into people's homes. And so hopefully that's also saving that tonnage from the landfill as well. Again, just to give you a feel for the variety of ways in which we serve, of who we're helping. Again, many reasons people need our help, not just people coming out of homelessness, but for many reasons, people are starting over. We were even called upon by Governor Cooper after Hurricane Florence hit the coast a few years ago. He knew that no one did what we do from here to the coast, and they needed our help. And so we set up an operation in Raleigh, and we were able to in turn help those families that were hardest hit be able to have furnished homes again. We ended up helping over 600 families during that 2-year period. So, and just an example for you to see, right, what we do. So this is some pictures we recently received. This is actually from a family that resettled here from Afghanistan. So we work with all of the refugee resettlement agencies in the area to be able to provide them with furnishings to have when that family arrives. And so that's an example of how obviously they can't bring the furnishings with them. And they need a sustainable home. So that's the part that we play. In addition to also partnering with the resettlement agencies. You can go ahead. We also help our agency partners themselves. Doesn't look like it today, but we've had a lot of white flag nights this year, and that means when area shelters have had to be open to accept anyone that comes in because of the challenging aspects of being out in the frigid cold weather. And so we also help equip those shelters and share the pillows and blankets. We also help agency spaces as well. If, for example, this is Safe Child, and they were furnishing a new office, and we were able to provide them with the furnishings as well. So any kind of reuse furnishings for the nonprofit community, we are involved in helping as well. And we do that, again, not just with yours and my couches and chairs, but also with businesses and companies that are remodeling, and they have break room furniture or lounge furniture that they can share with us that we can then repurpose into the homes of folks who need it. So in addition to that whole furnishing package that we provide in a home, studies show that that home is more sustainable, and it is more likely to be kept long-term versus a home that is unfurnished. So our studies have already shown that we are cutting in half the chance that home will be abandoned for homelessness in 1 year. It's really a remarkable difference, and this county is really recognizing that a furnished home matters. It isn't just a luxury. It's a necessity to have a bed to sleep in a chair to sit in, and dishes to eat from, and pots and pans to cook with. And one of the most important projects that we do is called Sweeter Dreams, and that's to provide children with a bed. We didn't start out knowing this when Green Chair started. We always were furnishing the whole home, but we knew we couldn't reuse beds. Beds had to be purchased, and we were a young nonprofit and couldn't afford to purchase beds. But not until about 2013, social workers from local elementary schools came to us, and they said, you know, it's epidemic. How many kids are sleeping on the floor? I'm like, where are you talking about? They're like, oh, right here at Raleigh Elementary School. What? Oh yeah, there's so many children that don't have beds, and they fall asleep in class, or they act up in class, or they're late, or aren't even able to get to school because of chronic illness from sleeping on the floor. Well, we knew we had to do something about that. You can't unhear something like that. And we have since launched our Sweeter Dreams program. That economist that spoke to you, Dr. Craig, his department did a study for us to find out what the universe was out there, how many kids needed beds, because the social workers at Raleigh Elementary, we couldn't satiate their needs. And then they said, oh, by the way, this other school needs them, and this other school, and this other school. And pretty soon we're trying to raise money and give out beds all over Wake County, but no one could tell us how many kids really needed a bed, because nobody was asking, because there was no solution. But those economists came back and told us that between 6,000 and 10,000 children in Wake County are sleeping without a bed tonight. And that translates to about 1 in 30 Wake County students. That's 1 in every classroom in every grade, in every school in Wake County. That's elementary school, middle school, high school. Just think about that a minute and think how you feel when you don't get a good night's sleep. I don't know about you, but my daughter just had a baby and I've been doing the nighttime feedings, and if I'm not coherent today, that's why. So I've missed a lot of sleep lately. But we believe that if we're going to set our children up for success in school and be ready and awake and willing to learn, they need a good night's sleep and a bed to sleep in. Of the children that we serve, those 6,000 kids that we've already provided a bed from since launching this program, 96% of those tell us they're sleeping on the floor before we give them a bed, or in a bed with others or on a couch. So the need is real. Sleep matters. Our beds mean a lot to us. And I just wanted to show you just a quick video that kind of that will get you thinking about why this matters so much.
My bed is very important to me. It's a safe place. It's a place where you can relax, you can let your guard down.
My bed means home.
It's a very secure feeling being in a bed, and it's sort of like your retreat.
When I think about it emotionally, my bedroom and my bed, it's comfort to me. It's a place to get away from the rest of the world.
What would it be like to not have a bed? It's like the centerpiece of the room.
I can't imagine not having a bed to sleep in. I don't know how I would be able to continue doing a great job in my career or being a good mom.
If I didn't have a bed to sleep on, I think I'd be a little lost.
I've never thought of that, to imagine life without my bed. To imagine, I can't imagine it.
I did not know. 5,000 kids without beds. That's a horrible number.
I had no idea that there were 5,000 children in Wake County that did not have a bed. That is very sad and heartbreaking.
For a child to not have a bed, I think it doesn't really give them a place to feel safe.
To sleep on the floor without a bed as a father, it just makes me sad, the concept of that.
It would break my heart if my daughter had to sleep on the floor. If I had to put her to bed every night in a place that wasn't comfortable or soft or where she didn't feel safe, it would break my heart.
If there's more than one child that doesn't have a bed, then that's too many.
So I wanted to talk to you about this today because this is a community need that we can do something about. All of us today, right here in this room, we can help make a big difference. You might have noticed in the film, they said 5,000 kids without a bed. That was our first study. Then we had NC State revisit that study. And that's when they came back to us and said, oh, it's inching up closer to 10,000. So we're calling it at 6. So we've given out 6,000 beds, but the need is growing because Wake County is growing. And no, we have, go ahead to the next one. So since, oh, pardon? Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. Sure. Or the next slide. Yeah, there we go. So in the first 3 months so far, 2022, we have given 600 children beds. This is a record number for us. We saw numbers peak during COVID. We thought they were peaking. We were so busy during COVID being able to deliver beds as social workers and teachers were getting a glimpse into the homes of the children because they were in virtual classrooms. They were able to see and identify those needs. So, but what we're seeing now that they're even back in school, COVID is still affecting this community. And you know that because y'all are involved and you have your thumb on the pulse, but the economic impact is still challenging. So many folks who are already living in poverty, and particularly our most vulnerable, so the children. So this is a record number for us to have. We've done that many. Kim remembers as our board chair, we didn't even do that in our first year. So it's really incredible how this year has started out. So that's why I wanted to talk to you about today. This 50% increase that we've seen already this year compared to last year is really remarkable. And we would, love your help to help provide kids like these children with beds of their own. We don't just provide a bed. They receive a brand new bed, a brand new frame, the comforter, the sheets, a brand new pillow, all the things that make up a bed, and it's all delivered right into their home. A donation of $250 helps us deliver that fully equipped bed. And we do count on mattress manufacturers that help donate some, but we purchase most of them. It's very expensive to be able to do that, but no dollar is better spent than on a child. And during COVID, we saw that we continued to hear from the social workers and teachers in the schools how much kids needed beds. We were out there delivering when nobody else was, when other nonprofits were closed. We were still dropping those deliveries on their porches, their beds. And we ended up partnering with many other nonprofits during that time because they didn't have access to those kids. Schools were closed, so those kids didn't have the normal access they would to things like backpack buddies and after-school snacks, like you mentioned. So we would partner with these other nonprofits and bring their products to the same children that we're delivering beds to. And so even now, we have continued that, and we make sure that every child who gets a bed gets age-appropriate books from Wake Up and Read. Every family gets a box of food staples from the food bank. They get children's clothing from Note in the Pocket. Every baby that receives a crib from us receives diapers from the diaper bank. So we're still continuing to provide this last mile service, if you will, and getting these things to the most vulnerable kids. Go ahead. Hopefully that's tugging at your hearts just a little bit. But if we could have your help today in going back to your business or to your church or to your neighborhood or to your friends or your family and consider just giving a bed to one child, that's going to help us make a big difference. This is a huge community need right now, and we need all of us to contribute. So I'm shamelessly asking you that today, to please consider that. And that's a way that you can give back. Yes, we need your couches and we need your lamps and your dishes that you can still donate to us, but we really need beds for kids as well. And there's other ways that you can help too. And whether it's you as Rotarians or again, back at your church, back in your neighborhood, the next one. You can help us do some community donation drives. You can volunteer with us and not even have to be present at Green Chair. We know this is a challenging time of being in person and not in person. And so we have made some opportunities available to you, the next one, to be able to do a drive, if you will, and give back and contribute to this. And that's, you can have a pillow fight within your company, challenge one department to another. Or kids even at local schools have one grade has challenged another grade to see who can bring the most pillows to school, brand new pillows that we then are able to give to children that we serve. You can do a healthy home drive where you can help us collect these vital cleaning products that families often can't afford either, but we learned during COVID that are so badly needed. And then of course the bedding that we get, you can also do a bedding drive of sheets and pillowcases and all the things as well. And again, all those things are provided to every child's family who we serve in our Sweeter Dreams program. And so those donations can be brought by Green Chair. You can drop your things by to us on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we have a contactless porch drop off that we're still maintaining even as COVID hopefully wanes. But we also can come to your house and pick things up. We have a self-scheduling on our website where you can schedule our truck to come out and pick up your large items that you can't get to us. So those are just some ways that you can make a difference in this community. And hopefully you're like me, you can't unhear the fact that there's 6,000 kids that are sleeping on the floor tonight. And if you can help us do something about it, we can have a better Wake County and future for these children. So thanks for listening to that, and I'm happy to take any questions or that's a quick hand up. Absolutely.
Well, I just want to first of all say thank you for coming today. think we met years ago at the Place at Table and I've been enamored with your work and organization. I'm just wondering, it seems like this concept is very scalable. Is there any thought and strategic plan about other cities or in the Triangle?
Sure, we get asked an awful lot. Our answer always has been, if we can just say shape and need in White County, we have time to do more. But we did see that how we can scale, especially as we reached as far as to the coast during Florence. Right now, we're even reaching farther into Durham as we're helping a lot of refugee resettlement homes as well. So there are a couple others in the state, other nonprofits that have sprung up that are modeled after Green Share, and we do network with them. One is in Winston-Salem and one is in Charlotte. So it is scalable, but we also just hope we can inspire other communities to do the same. And if you'd like to help with that, I'll sign you up. Yes.
So one question and one comment. So the question is, if I were to go on Amazon and order a mattress and box spring, would that be acceptable?
We'd rather you order some. Sorry, I thought that was my presentation. Yeah, we would rather you order pillows for us or sheets or comforters. We have certain mattresses that we buy at a wholesale price. So we think your dollar can go farther that way by giving us a $250 donation. So we work directly with some mattress manufacturers to get, it's a rolled foam mattress in a particular box and certain frames.
Right. And my comment is, being in the nonprofit world, I have my own perceptions over the years. I applaud you for doing what I thought a lot of small nonprofits should have done years ago, and that was to partner with other people so that your reach would be farther, larger, and have more impact. And good for you for doing it.
Well, thank you. Yes, we tried really hard to find somebody to do what Green Share set out to do.
Yeah.
So, and that's, you're right, that's what every nonprofit should do. But we partner with more nonprofits than any other nonprofit if they can.
Well,
and
congratulations.
Thank you. It helps, it helps their reach go further. Salvation Army reaches farther and deeper into the homes of the folks that they house because of Green Share.
Well, but pragmatically, it makes sense to do exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
When you donate to Green Share, do y'all have a retail area that people can come buy from you, or that's one way you can money so you can buy it back?
That's a great idea. Yes, we have a social enterprise. We do. So about less than 10% of the donations, the physical donations that we receive, even go to that retail area. But we do receive some products that are very highly valued, maybe an antique, or even stores donate brand new products to us, and we're going to sell those so we can buy the best. It is not our primary focus, but it is nice that we can generate up to 25% of our budget ourselves, which is a great asset for a nonprofit as well. In the pre-COVID world, yes, you could have shopped, and right now we have moved everything online. So actually it's even reaching farther than just folks in Wake County. But yes, you can go to our website. If you follow us on social media, all the things, you can shop and you can furnish your home with some great things as well. Thank you though. Yeah, that's great things. Yeah.
Okay, you said the beds get delivered to the children. Does Green Share also deliver some of the larger items like couches?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we are not a place where people come back and routinely shop. We're kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity to furnish their whole home at one time. So we'll deliver a whole home at one time and they'll get an instant home, but that's a home that they get to choose. So during COVID, we moved that in-person shopping experience for our clients. We moved that online also. And so now they go to our virtual showroom, every client, and they choose from between, say, 2 to 12 different vignettes or displays of whole households of furniture. And they're each, beautifully equipped and coordinated and decorated, and they're picking a whole home at one time that matches their preferences, their favorite colors, and their style. Choice is one of our core values, and we believe there's a lot of dignity in getting to choose, and it's not just a handout. We don't just say, here's your free couch. Getting to choose and have that investment in selecting their furnishings is so important. And so they pick their whole home at one time, and then we pack it up and deliver it straight to them.
You may have said this already, but how many individuals and volunteers work with Green Cheer, and what's your annual budget?
That's a lot of good questions.
Sorry.
I have about 25 staff members. About 40% though of our work hours are done by volunteers, whether it's on-site or off-site, and that is by design. When we started out years ago, we were all volunteers and we had no paid staff. But over the years, as that has evolved, we wanted to keep the volunteer component as a critical part, because that's how people get to know us. And we believe, that's the project part of the Green Share project name. It's a community project. So again, 40% of our work is done by just hundreds of different volunteers. And your last question, our budget this year is about $2.1 million.
Fantastic.
We have
Great work.
scaled over 11 years with remarkable growth. And yay, this community supported us to do that, but B, it's because the need is so great. Did I answer those questions? Yes. Okay. What else?
Any other questions? I think we may have a challenge grant.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to listen and for caring so much about the kids and their families in our community. This year alone, we'll serve over 1,300 families. So we need your help, and there's always opportunity. Thanks so much. Thank you.
All right. Welcome to the 3 new members. Can you stand up again to be recognized? Bert, Glenn, Philip, thank you very much for joining the club, rejoining the club. Good to see you back. Don't forget Lake Waccamaw. So Surrey, if you can talk to Bill McLaurin, who I believe is going down, if you want to get down there and meet with Tom down there. And with that, all Rotarians, please rise for the 4-way test. Number 1, is it true? Number 2,
it is fair to all concerned.
Number 3,
we will build goodwill and better friendships.
Number 4.
Will be beneficial.
Thank you for coming. The meeting is adjourned.
Let's go.
Sorry, I sent you an email. This is